There's a problem with Labour and Donald Trump. And Donald Trump has now accused Sir Keir Starmer's Labour Party aides of American election interference. This is a serious accusation. They've raised significant concerns about the potential diplomatic fallout and the impact on the US-UK relationship, particularly the special relationship, particularly if Trump wins the 2024 presidential election, which is very possible. His claim, filed officially with the Federal Election Commission, focuses on two of Starmer's aides, Morgan McSweeney and Matthew Doyle, who both attended the Democratic National Convention and allegedly actively advised Kamala Harris's campaign. Trump claims, he asserts, that Labour's involvement constitutes an illegal foreign assistance, a serious violation under electoral law. So let's look at the details of this. His accusations centre on the notion that Labour has provided foreign interference in favour of Harris's campaign, potentially violating laws that prohibit foreign nations from donating or providing in-kind contributions to US political campaigns. And Trump's campaign, though legal, Trump's campaign, his advisor is a person called Gary Lakowski. His legal advisor is a person called Gary Lakowski, and he claims that Labour staffers and activists actively campaigned in swing states, making their presence more than just symbolic. And presumably he has evidence to back this up. Furthermore, Susie Wiles, Trump's campaign manager, claims that Harris's campaign has been radically liberalised due to Labour's involvement, which Trump argues is politically motivated to push Harris into the White House. Labour, in response, has denied that McSweeney or Doyle advised Harris's team, stating that their presence was part of a long-standing tie between the UK Labour Party and the US Democrats, and that their attendance was merely observational. McSweeney's travel was covered by Labour, but all involved claim that the staffers are paying their own expenses while volunteering. The accusations have sparked fears over UK's special relationship with the US, and a senior UK diplomat has quoted in the Times notes that Trump's motivation may be merely to divert attention from his previous allegations of Russian interference in US elections. And the claim of foreign interference serves to discredit Harris, a tactic that Trump has employed before, and draws on anti-British sentiment by comparing Labour's involvement in British colonial control over the United States to a clear nod to Yorktown. Although Labour maintains that this is nothing new, highlighting that political operatives from the UK have volunteered in US elections before, Trump's allegations mark an unprecedented legal challenge, likening this to previous investigations of Australian volunteers campaigning in the US, which led to financial penalties. And Labour's voluntary participation in US elections is not without precedent. The most notable example is Nigel Farage's involvement in the Trump's 2016 campaign, where he was actively involved in promoting Trump's candidacy. But Trump claims that Labour's assistance has gone beyond mere campaigning into the realm of strategic advice, and that's more serious. If proven, this could lead to significant fines for both Labour and the Harris campaign, with the potential to disrupt US-UK diplomatic ties. And the long-term harm of these allegations largely revolves around two factors: diplomatic relations and electoral credibility. From a diplomatic perspective, Labour's involvement could jeopardise efforts to cultivate ties with a possible future Trump administration, and Sir Keir Starmer has already held private dinners with Trump in an effort to maintain and develop a working relationship with him, as reported by the Financial Times, and his efforts could be derailed by this legal challenge. A senior government official has told The Telegraph that the accusations by Trump are unhelpful to diplomatic efforts, but insist that the relationship with the US goes deeper than political spats. Moreover, the electoral implications could be significant. Trump's accusations may have damaged Labour's standing within the UK by framing its involvement as illegal interference. Yet another slap on of Keir Starmer's fledgling government. The irony here is that while Trump rails against Labour's alleged interference, he himself has been criticised for welcoming the involvement of foreign actors, notably Russia, in previous campaigns. As one Times article suggested, Trump's move could be a distraction tactic aimed at discrediting Harris while downplaying his own history of doing exactly the same sort of thing. Isn't this simply called ghosting or gaslighting? I can't remember which one it is. And despite these allegations, there is little tangible evidence that Labour's involvement has materially benefited the Harris campaign. At the moment, the Harris campaign seems to be lagging. And so Labour, if it has been helping, hasn't been helping enough. So Labour has firmly denied that its officials played any advisory role. And there's no evidence to suggest that Harris's campaign messaging has been directly influenced by Labour's operatives. While Labour members may have campaigned as volunteers, this is common practice during US elections and no formal advice was given. Moreover, as the Telegraph revealed, Labour's involvement at the DNC included VIP access for certain officials, but the party insists that this was limited to observation networking. I suggest this is really building up some sort of stockpile in case Trump loses, so that he can then use this as legal evidence to challenge Kamala Harris's win. And if he wins, then much of this will be forgotten. Trump's accusations of British interference in the American election signal a renewed focus on foreign influence in US politics, albeit with a clear political agenda to discredit his rivals. The long-term harm could benefit, nobody. It will simply strain our relationships with America, particularly if Trump wins. And in legal ramifications for Labour, if the FEC investigates further. While Labour maintains that its role is minimal and lawful, the controversy highlights the delicate balance of international political campaigning and the potential consequences when the lines between observation and participation are so clearly blurred.